The man knew full well that his son was not his biological child, yet he still transferred all of his company's shares to his son. But at the very moment the transfer agreement took effect, under the astonished gaze of everyone, the man's wife surprisingly walked onto the stage holding the hand of her lover. Then, the lover presented a paternity test, wanting to claim the son back, but the man was not angry at all. Instead, he gave his wife the family heirloom gem. Everyone thought the man had gone crazy, but little did they know, this was all part of the man's plan. It all began 20 years ago. When the man first learned that his wife was pregnant, he discovered that his wife had a lover, and that lover turned out to be his own secretary. The man was shocked beyond belief, but he did not confront her directly. Instead, he carefully took care of the son for over 10 years. This year, the son was already 18 years old and was about to take his high school graduation exams. The wife was a little worried about her son's grades, but the son reassured her. However, when the exam results came out, the wife was furious. The son's grades were terrible, and no university was willing to admit him. But the son remained calm after all. He had a wealthy father, and he could inherit his father's company. The wife felt embarrassed, with her son performing so poorly. What if the man refused to hand the company over to him? The secretary, who was nearby, also urged the son to study hard. But the man didn't care about his son's grades at all. He was willing to send his son abroad to study. Once the son returned after finishing his studies, he would immediately pass the company to him. Everyone was immediately thrilled. They were sure that the man was just a fool. Little did they know, the man had intentionally raised his son to be a poor, unskilled student. Soon, 4 years passed, and the son returned from studying abroad. As soon as they met, he demanded that the man give him the company. The man decisively agreed, and immediately prepared a press conference. He announced that he would officially transfer all the shares to his son. But as soon as the transfer agreement took effect, the wife and the lover revealed the truth to the man in front of everyone. The man calmly smiled. Then he turned to ask his son's opinion, but the son sided with the wife, even threatening the man to divorce the wife immediately. The reporters in the audience couldn't stand it anymore, angrily accusing the wife and her group of being despicable thieves. But the wife was unafraid and confidently stated that she was pursuing true love. The lover became even more arrogant, mocking the reporters for minding their own business. The reporters urged the man to sue his son and wife, but the man, expressionless, signed the divorce agreement, and he said he would give them a great gift. The wife and the lover were a little flustered. Was the man planning a counterattack? But little did they know, the man really did give his wife the family heirloom gem. The man affectionately said that, no matter what, he would always love his wife. Everyone instantly thought the man was foolish. Soon, the wife and her family left, leaving the man to face the endless questions from the reporters. The reporters were all willing to support the man's retaliation, but the man calmly said there was no need for that, and this press conference was also streamed live by the reporters, exposing the shamelessness of the wife's family to thousands of online viewers. After the man left, he moved alone into a cheap rental apartment. Meanwhile, the wife became a bit worried. She knew the man's style and that he would never let those who deceived him get away easily. So the wife and her family secretly followed the man to see if he had any ulterior motives. But as soon as they entered the cheap apartment, the wife and her family sighed in relief. The lover mocked that the man was living in a doghouse, and the son looked down on him as well. He even brought $100 alimony to insult the man. The wife pretended to be magnanimous and told her son to add $50 more to the man's alimony, or else the online community would criticize them. But the son was completely unbothered. He announced a shocking piece of news. He was about to marry a female CEO worth billions. The female CEO's company was even more powerful than the man's. As long as they married smoothly, no one would dare criticize them. The lover and the wife were ecstatic, immediately beginning to imagine their wonderful future life. But just at that moment, the man suddenly laughed. The lover thought the man had been scared silly and arrogantly left with the others. Little did they know, the man was actually mocking them. The good days of the wife's family were about to come to an end. On the day of the wedding, the man arrived at the wedding venue. The wife immediately ordered the security guards to kick the man out, but the man calmly said that he had entered with an invitation. The son immediately refuted that he had never given the man an invitation. The man remained extremely calm, saying that he was invited as a representative of the bride's family. The son's eyes widened in shock, and he carefully checked the invitation. To his surprise, it was real. The wife speculated that the female CEO had given the invitation to save face and had sent the man the invitation. But the son immediately refuted her, saying that the female CEO had prepared only one invitation and that it was for the person who was most important to her. Everyone was astonished, because the female CEO was actually an orphan and had no family. No one knew who she had invited. The wife questioned the man where the invitation came from, but the lover immediately assumed the man had stolen it. They insisted on kicking the man out. But just then, the female CEO arrived just in time. Under the astonished gaze of everyone, the female CEO unexpectedly called the man father. The lover instantly panicked and asked the female CEO if she had mistaken him for someone else. The man was nothing more than a homeless man now. The wife also urged the female CEO not to call the man father just for the sake of her son's reputation. But the female CEO directly brushed off the wife and walked up to the man. She respectfully called him father again, and the man's revenge was just beginning.